You ever feel like nothing, like you feel you have no purpose left in this life or that you don't have any dreams or goals in life? That feeling you have is a point in life that I don't wish upon my worst of enemies. I want you to imagine a life in which you are in your 40s, unmarried. You get off from work from a job you hate at 8 p.m. You stop at a gas station to get fuel in your 2008 Corolla, and you see gas prices, which are through the roof, and you don't even have good food at home. And at that time, you say to yourself, man, I wish I could have taken life seriously. And that exact moment is the single worst highlight a man could ever experience. To get to that moment, we need to go back 25 years from now to when you're only 15 years old, sitting inside your room. You're in the 10th grade and you're a skinny teenager with braces and acne. You have a couple of friends, but there was a time you had many. Your life starts to shape from this exact point. From the 10th grade, your life is going to be decided, whether in intellectually, financially, or socially, or even physically life. These 4 areas of life are what a man is remembered by. By intellectual, I mean is what he studies and eventually goes on to get a degree in. Financial is overall a person's status and how powerful he was according to his amount of wealth. Social life refers to how a person was with other people and how many connections he had. And last is his physical life, which means in simple words, how jacked he was, and by that measurement, how healthy he was. When you're 15 or 16 years of age, all of these attributes are spawned in your life and stay there until you're 65 years of age, and it's up to you whether you level them up or just stay there. A man which goes on to live a regretful life, as you can imagine, ignored these stats and stayed how he was, or he went down on the path of other bad habits. In the worst case scenario, he started hanging around people who had bad influence, and ultimately he was involved in them. There is a quote by Jim Rohn, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." These people hanged around people who were destroying their moral character, and this was the biggest reason for their regretful life. I'm not saying that a person can't change. I'm talking in general most common cases. A person can obviously change in their life, and that's a beautiful thing. Always remember, the starting of something is always the hardest. What you decide to do in this point of life greatly shapes your future life. This is the age where most guys go through puberty and a lot of changes are going through your body. This is the age where your strength, mentality, and overall physique sees the most change. If you don't take advantage of this time, meaning you don't improve yourself physically in this phase, you, my friend, have wasted a golden opportunity, and this time doesn't come again. A regretful man in the ages of 15 to 18 years obviously didn't take this opportunity. He wasted it fully. What he did instead, you may ask, well, that's what most of you are doing at this age, letting their lust take over them, worshiping these Instagram girls and spending so much time alone. Your mother starts to think that you have serious depression. But little does she know, you're over there beating your meat. Believe me, this habit, which has become so common these days, have ruined generations upon generations. It has ended relationships because men have lost interest in their wives. Kids are going through serious anxiety and depression, and this have caused so many failed dreams of so many. Always remember, 5 minutes of pleasure isn't worth 50 years regret. It's obvious a failed man didn't care about this. So he just lets the worldly desires get the better of him. Now, the next phase or step of life is finding a way to make money, or in simple words, either starting a business or finding a job. The business can either be online or local. The job part is decided by his early decisions in school. Did he just lack and skip classes, or he actually locked in and focused on his studies? If he locked in and worked hard on his studies, he would land a very respectable job. On the other hand, if he skipped his classes and distracted himself with other things, he would be sitting on his mom's couch, fat, eating Doritos, and watching anime. If we go back to the first step of starting a business, which quite frankly is the better choice if you're starting early at the ages of 16 and onwards. I'm sure everyone has had a dream to start a business and leave the usual 9 to 5, but most of those people were only experiencing motivational sparks and none of them wanted to work for it and constantly jumped from one business idea to another. It's obvious a failed man once dreamed of it but was too lazy to work for it because anime and the online waifu was waiting for him. Damn, that's sad. When he hits his 20s, according to society, he should go out and party in the name of enjoying his life. So, that idiot listens and parties hard, and I mean a little too hard. I'm saying going all out full nights, champagne bottles upon champagne bottles, and due to the heavy drinking, he wakes up 2 in the noon, deadbeat. God knows how he drove back home. Even if you remove the partying part, I know some of you waste their time playing video games, which is not wrong, but if you grind for 14 hours straight, then that's a problem. Society has framed this idea of 20s is only for enjoying your life and having fun and all that, and you're never gonna be this young again and all that. But always remember, the people who say this are usually the ones struggling in their 30s. Instead of taking care of the basic things in their life and sorting things out, these people go out to do whatever their minds desire. If you're below the ages of 30, I want you to take a step back and hold up with the dopamine, and first sort your surroundings first and complete what's important first, and then you can do whatever you want as long as it's not starting to physically affect you. So, he enjoys his life until he's 28 years old, where he chills and holds up with the partying and actually starts finding a job. If he had done well in school, he would still have a possibility to land a decent job, cause the business thing is out of discussion. He's already 28 years old. Let's be realistic. So, he tries finding a job by 28 years old, but he can't find any because he has nothing to show for it that he deserves it. And even then he doesn't really care that much because he is young. When he hits 32, that is the point where things start to get serious. So serious, even he now gets scared and actually tries to fix his life. Now, he's a 32-year-old dude with no past experience. He's a full-grown adult. Even his parents start to worry for him and cuts him off until he's back on his feet. Now, basically, he's cooked. He loses his apartment, he's jobless, and he doesn't have a girl. When he doesn't find a survivable job by 35, his only options are either Burger King, KFC, or McDonald's, and even they are not happy to hire him. I know, this whole just sounds so oversimplified, but man, this is scary. Like imagine your whole bloodline is going to end with you. Generations of men who fought for this life you're living, men who went out in the cold and came back successful, just for you to finish all of it. If this made you scared or feel disturbed, then maybe that's a good thing in disguise. He now has no choice left but to live this life for the rest of his life. Unless he's lucky enough to be in a Mr. Beast video, he has to spend his days waking up at 5 in the morning to get ready for a 14-hour shift paying him pennies. He doesn't have anyone to talk to. Those people he believed would stay beside him for the rest of his life. Now, nowhere to be seen. It's that quick. When he's on his deathbed, rethinking his life, he would have nothing to be proud of, not a single thing. I hope you took something valuable from this video, and now it's up to you to either run or be ran over. Good luck.